dogs. That's funny. It's funny. Okay. We're going to keep this going with the rest of the show. Again, thank you all so much for being here tonight. This really means a lot to me. This show that you're about to see is about to go to the Edinburgh Fringe next week. Thank you. Not only is it my first time at the Edinburgh Fringe, but it's my first time in Scotland, and I'm very excited about it. Here's what I'll say. If you have any notes for me, it's too late. The show's already, it's done. No, but part of that is I'm going to explain to you right now what I'm about to do, because it's not a typical thing. But how many, by raise of hands, how many, or actually by clap of hands, how many of you have seen long form improv before? Okay, so we had a couple people. So typically with long form improv, so what you just saw was what you might typically call short form improv, or whose line is it anyway type of stuff. But long form improv specifically is essentially what it is usually a group of people, about 2 to 8 people, will come together and create a sort of play or a sitcom of sorts together. So there might be a story, there might not, but whatever the case is, it's very different in the sense that there's a narrative, right? And so what I'm about to do is I'm about to do what most of my improv teachers told me not to do, which is to do this by myself. So what you're going to see tonight is I'm going to be creating a sort of narrative. I'm going to be creating 3 characters off the top of my head. These characters will never be seen again. I've never thought of them before, and when this is done, I'm going to forget about them. I'm going to go grab a beer downstairs. You guys can join, but I'm not responsible for you after the show's over. That's completely up to you guys. But creating 3 characters off the top of my head, they might have a beginning, middle, and end. Who knows? You might get some closure, you might not. I don't know. But whatever the case is, I promise that I'm going to do my best. And I don't know what's going to happen yet, but I really hope that you guys can join me in this little journey. So, can I please get a suggestion of anything at all? Balloons. Balloons. Thank you. The suggestion is balloons. Hey, hot dogs here, hot dogs. I got a couple of hot dogs. I got a couple of balloons to go with it. If you buy a hot dog, I give you 2 balloons. I'm having a really hard time, folks. Nobody wants these balloons. Hot dogs, folks. Everybody likes a hot dog. If we buy a hot dog, I give you 2 balloons. What is the deal? It is not my fault. I think I'm about to eat my words. It is not my fault that my wife has written obscenities on the balloons. I don't have enough money to buy more balloons. I have to sell these first. Do you like watching a guy suffer? Do you like watching a guy like me have no clue what's going on at home? Anybody? Anybody like that? Because I don't. Because I'm that guy. I don't want to be too upfront or forward, but I'm the guy that's having trouble at home. So balloons, there's going to be 2 of them with every hot dog purchase. So help me out. Help me figure out how to buy some new balloons and maybe a marriage counselor, and you guys will never have to hear from me again, because I'm going to be honest with you too. I'm hoping that marriage counselor is also just like a normal therapist, because I hate this job. I am finding no happiness. I'm finding no purpose in it. I'm finding very little going on. I'm confused all the time. Does anybody else feel this way? I would like it if somebody said, yes, hot dog man, I feel that way. 2 hot dogs. If you buy 2, you get no balloons, because at this point I'm thinking that maybe the balloons aren't going anywhere anytime soon. Right, so yeah, I get it. I really do. how do I put this? Yeah, the walls don't come included. I get it. I get it. There's no more housing left, and this is it. And this is less than functional because if a tornado comes through here, you will have sunk all of your money into a mortgage for this. And I get it. I really do. Isn't it fun to risk it? Isn't it just fun sometimes to take a little risk, just shoot the dice, figure out what's going on? I bought a house like this once. Yeah. Yes, I did. And I had 3 children, too. They kept saying, Daddy, Daddy, Daddy. When it rains, I get wet when we're inside. And I said, kids, shut up. I said it nicer. I said it nicer than that. Something along. I'd say like there was a sort of attitude. Hey, don't go yet. I wasn't done with my story, and that's fucking rude. You might not buy this house at this point, but I'd like to be heard. So here's the fucking deal. My kids, John, Sarah, and little old Bartholomew. I mean, I like to call him Barfy for short because isn't that funny? They're all I've got, and I love them so much. And I'm just trying to show them that, like, I know how to make good decisions. Right? Because any decision can be a good decision if you alter it after the decision's made. If you go in and you make a couple this is like, what I'm seeing in front of me right now is like a little maze, and my finger is a mouse in that maze. So imagine this, when I'm doing this, imagine it's a little mouse going through a maze. And he gets out eventually. We don't know when that happens, but he gets out because he's trying to, the system, oh boy, how do I say this without coming off like a fucking hippie? The system is broken. And I'm here to break it more, I guess. Oh, now? I do that now? Can he hear me if I'm standing up? I don't think I have to get on my knees to talk to Jesus. I think he can hear me when I'm standing up. It's a little humiliating. I'm gonna have to internalize that later. I don't understand why I find it humiliating to be on my knees. There's something going on in there, and I don't think that that's what this is about. But that's the kind of person I am. Is that I judge myself really hard, and when I do, I find it really hard to get out of this little box that I've created for myself, right? Like, it's too embarrassing for me to get on my knees to talk to a guy I can't see. That's embarrassing to me. And frankly, there's all of you should be embarrassed about this. I mean, come on, it's Sunday. You should be, and this is just an idea. You should be out giving food to ducks. But here we are, and we all have to listen to me because the priest had a little accident. He had a little poopy in his pants, and the only person who's willing to get up here and talk is me. There's so many of you. Oh my God. Do you even know each other? I mean, come on. You talk to this one guy who isn't even here. I mean, no offense. I mean, you talk to this guy who's not even here, and you're not even looking to your neighbor. That's like rule number 2. It's like, look at thy neighbor. That's like rule number 2, I'm not trying to critique you. Oh my God, shut up. Oh my God, shut up. This is not about critique. It's not even about you. This is about the fact that I keep putting myself in these little boxes because at some point I'd like to kneel down for other reasons, and I'm not going to tell you why, because this is a house of God. Hey, honey, I'm home. Oh, she's not here again. Wonderful. Well, let's go through it, shall we? Let's pretend she's here because I sold all the hot dogs. They're gone, but I had to pop the balloons. It turns out nobody was coming to the stand, honey, because there was obscenities on the balloons. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? I can't. There's no fucking point. I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to a goddamn wall. I'm talking to another goddamn wall. There's a wall here and a wall there. I'm talking to 4 walls and still confused. Hot dogs are sold. The hot dogs are sold. But I had to pop all of the balloons. What the fuck does that mean? Oh my God. Doesn't mean fucking anything, I don't think. No, it does. It does. I sank a lot of myself into those fucking balloons. And I don't know how you did it. I really don't know because they weren't inflated and you drew them. You somehow some fucking way. I don't know how the fuck you did it. It was a little tiny fucking Sharpie. I don't know, like one of those little fine point Sharpies. But you must have just, when they were flat, you must have just taken some staples and no, because then there'd be holes in the balloons. You must have taken those little clothespins and stretched them and then written on them with the fine Sharpie and then put them back and then sealed the bag. That must have been what you did because how did the words look so clear? There were words like fuck and shit and damn and cunt and little fucking butthole. Like little butthole was on that balloon. No wonder little fucking kids didn't want to get a hot dog. They want to get hot dogs from little butthole, man. Where are you? Yeah. I'm shocked that you came back because there's other realtors. Maybe it's because they can't sell houses, but I'm the only one. Well, actually, I know why. It's because this is the only house left. There's only one left, and I'm the one that's selling it. So obviously, see, I can come up with my own solutions. I know what goes on. I know what's going on in your little heads, and you're stuck with me. Isn't that a little weird that you two have to deal with me to find a place to live? I'd be upset. Let me fucking tell you, I would be upset if I had to deal with me. But I like me. That's a whole other thing. Listen, if you want, and shut the fuck up. Shut up. Stop. I don't want to hear about how I'm rude. I don't want to hear about how I don't listen. I don't want to hear about how, if I said a nice thing every once in a while, I might have a friend or two. My kids might say something like, "Here, Dad, here's a Father's Day card." They might say something like that if I was nice. They could. They'd probably make a little card and it would say something like, "Happy Father's Day to the best dad in the world. I love that you named me Barfy. I love that. I love that, Dad." This is all on the card. I'm reading it off the card that is hypothetically in my hand right now. Okay, like I said, I like breaking the system. You caught me. I will help you. No, shut up. If you let me get through it, things might get better. If you let me get through it, things might get better. I will help you, and don't you fucking I don't want you to change your opinion about me because I like who I am. I will find out where some stucco is, and I will help you put it up on the walls. Okay? Is that what it's going to take for you to buy this house? Is to me to figure out who or where or what sells stucco to put on the side of a house? Because I don't even know where. I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to look. I'm getting all flustered thinking about it because I have a lot of anxiety about like the unknown. And this is one of those unknown things for me. Is like, where do you buy stucco? You guys are absolutely fucking stuck with me because you're not going to believe this. After the priest had a little shit in his pants, he slipped because it came out of his pants, fell on the floor, and he hit his head so hard he's got a cleft back of the head now. He's fine! He's fine. Sometimes people just have little dents in the back of their head. Come on. You're grown-ups. This isn't youth group. There are no children in this church. This is the adult-only church. You knew that when you signed up. Don't make fun of people for having a dent in the back of their head. Why do I have to tell you that? Why do I have to tell you to look at your neighbor? Why do I have to tell you to fucking... Oh, I'm so mad right now. I only had someone to talk to about all this anger. Can't talk to you guys because if I walked out and I walked off stage and I went into the pews, I'm not even sure none of you know how to turn your heads left or right. I'm like fucking sure it only goes up, down, very few, I'd say, I don't think any of you are going to hell, but like, you got to look down every once in a while and be like, got to make sure that doesn't happen. You got to make sure, you got to check every once in a while, be a little self-reflective and just be like, am I doing the right thing to make sure I don't go down there? Do we believe in hell? What kind of church is this? What's going on? Like, is that a thing that, okay, I'm getting flustered. Here's the deal. I'm in charge now, and I'm running this like a business. Because I'm starting to find that this is a little repetitive for me, and I'm starting to find this isn't even fun for me anymore. So might as well make some money off of it. Yeah, I'd like to return this bag of balloons because it turns out, get this, my wife disappeared a while ago. So it wasn't even her that wrote these on the balloons. So obviously, I bought balloons that said fuck, shit, cunt, damn, and little poopy on it. No, that wasn't it. Sorry, that was a continuity error. It wasn't little poopy in the last one. It was little butthole. Anyways, we're going back into the set now. I need a fucking refund. I need a goddamn refund. Why do you even sell little balloons that say little things like cunt and little butthole on it? Who does that serve? Who does that? What that doesn't do anything. I'm trying to think of right now. I'm trying to come up with a list of things in my head of who that might serve, and I can't think of one person to put on the list. I'm creating a list in my head right now, and there's literally maybe some bad guys. Maybe some bad guys are trying to host a party, and they need some balloons that say bad stuff on it. Okay, number one, bad guys. Is that who I am? You think I'm a bad guy because I didn't notice that my wife disappeared? Oh! I'm just trying to sell hot dogs. I'm trying to find a purpose in everything. And it turns out that no matter how much I try to control what the hell's going on, it doesn't matter how I try to control my circumstances, it seems as if the circumstances happen regardless if I try to control them or not. So I'm going to stick to selling hot dogs. You're going to stick to get me a goddamn refund. And then I'm going to go try to find my wife. I guess. It worked. Guys, it worked. It's a real house now. 4 walls. Wait till my kids see this. They're going to fucking flip. A house with 4 walls? I haven't seen one. So, sorry I was flipping out on you guys. I don't really feel good about it. I'm a bad guy. I am. I realize I kind of suck. I'm kind of a big, old piece of shit. I get it. But I'm trying to get better. Bartholomew got his name changed. He's just Jack now. That's fine, I guess. But I didn't say anything about it because you can't change everything. You can't just hold everything in your hands. You can't just keep it here because at some point they get hot. I think the system's like a hot metal ball. So in my hands, I'm imagining there's a metal ball and it's flaming hot for some reason. Just look at it. Just look at, I know it's not there. Look at it. Hot metal ball in my hands. It's searing my hands. It's the point nerve endings are destroyed because it's been sitting in my hand for so long, holding it like this. So maybe the metaphor is actually what it really is that I've been holding this thing in my hand that has just been hurting me, and it's gotten to the point where I don't feel it anymore. And the only cure is to get my son's changed name legally. I don't even know how to speak. Fuck. Guys, I'm pretty sure he put his arms to his side. He didn't tie him to, what is this, a pew? I don't even know. I don't even know anymore. They didn't tie his hands behind his back. They put him on a little, what do you call that thing? 2 pieces of wood. There's one, it kind of looks like a lowercase T. What do you call that? Look at me and tell me what it's called. God. What did I learn? Okay, let's look. I'm tied to a lowercase T. I was bossing a bunch of people around. And now, no, I learned nothing. I learned fucking nothing. Yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, that is about it. Can we please give